Hey everybody, Christian West here. I'm glad that you tuned in to What Would You Do? Welcome to the series of videos where Joe and I ask each other critical questions from the executive protection industry. If you like what you see, click here, like and subscribe. And if you have questions that you want us to answer or try to find a solution to, send them to us via email, text. You can find us on social media. I'm sure you have ideas, or you can post them here and we'll play along and take your question. So, welcome to What Would You Do? Season 2. Yep.
All right, Christian, so another challenging one.
Okay. Well, funny how they make their way over to me, but okay.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, protection's the easy part. It's the other stuff that's difficult. And given, your experience with these things, let's hit this one. So this one is, let's say the client invested a lot of resources and time to find somebody, a chef, a nanny, a
Speechwriter, financial advisor, whatever.
somebody that they're very invested in and very happy with. It's a member of their staff.
Yep.
Now, somebody on your detail makes a complaint and says, say, hey, Christian, this person makes me extremely uncomfortable. They're inappropriate. They, something pretty bad that you need to address. How do you navigate that? What would you do?
Sure. Yeah, I wish I could say I never had that one before either, right? First of all, I think when stuff like that comes to me, there's a couple of things I need to do. I need to make sure that the people that work there are comfortable working there. So you got to evaluate the problem, right? And say, is this a real problem, or is it a problem just for this person, right? Because if everybody feels the same, they're probably right? Because the whole group mentality and whatever, right? If it's one person that feels that, you also got to figure out, is this person overly sensitive, or is this person actually right? There could be something personal, right? And if there is, you got to kind of like start figuring out who's the right person to attack or to talk to about this, because it's not necessarily the person. It could be the person's supervisor, or it could be higher up in the chain even, depending on what it is, right?
Yeah.
And it's easy to say that this person feels uncomfortable. Is that because this person have like some personal differences? Is it because this person may be overstepping their line and they get into their turf, right? Yeah. But it's also one thing that I really try to teach a lot of agents is that sometimes you can avoid putting yourself in these situations, right? Like one time I worked really long, probably was working with this client for 13 years, right? And this guy is extremely smart, but he doesn't like when people can't answer his questions because he thinks of everybody as equals. But it's not uncommon that he would ask you a question that none of us have a chance of knowing. Yeah. Well, you kind of know that if he's 2 minutes early, it's when he tried to make small talk. So if it's 2 minutes early, make sure you don't stand next to him.
Right. Yeah.
Then one of his own staff have it. If you stand there, you get the question you can never answer, and that makes you look a certain way. Yeah. All right, you know that if we're early for a speech, he'll ask somebody, well, make sure you stand over here so it's not natural to ask you, right? So you don't put yourself in that situation. And if there's somebody you don't get along with on the team, maybe you don't have to see him as much.
Right.
Let's say that it's not that this is always an issue, but typically chefs have a very hard tone, right? If you come to a kitchen and if you watched any of the cooking shows on TV, you see they talk a certain way. If you're not okay with that, then don't be in the kitchen. You kind of know. Right. That's the same thing that I like to teach the agents, because at the end of the day, and I hate to say it, but it's rare that EP agents win this discussion with the staff, right? And if you even analyze why that is, think about it for a second. If the wife of the principal has spent months finding somebody that she trusts her baby with, right, and you're there because you're a big guy or you can carry a gun or you're a security guy, who do you think is going to win this argument? I'm just putting it out there, right? It's rare that it's the EP agent, let's put it that way. Yeah.